Alright, first turn after the betrayal of the Solopano has been discovered. The new treaty that I made with the Solopano Raiders, I named the bankroll. They've accepted. Got a bunch of refits done. And anything else happened? Or one of those refits did not like to go through, whatever. There's some zone mines that we swapped. There's just a satellite remaining there. A couple of new colonies and yeah, heaps and gobs of new technologies. What did we all get? Cultural achievements, biology, environmental biological weapons, repair, small ship construction 4. Yeah, but it's gonna go all the way to 6, right? Max level destroyers incoming soon. Medium ship construction. The Gulag were for some reason going for medium ships. Oh, but they also had large ship construction. Small base construction too, interesting. Sounds like a ruins tech that you would get. Fighters 3, satellites 2, weapon platforms 3. Really well, large weapon platforms, interesting. Mines level 2, that makes them a little bit harder to hide, which is why we could not see them, I guess. Vehicle systems 3, they had maximum level 6 of this, so we're gonna get these for a couple turns as well. It's gonna make ship construction just in general a little bit more efficient. Reduce the overhead on our Deridexes. Computers 2, that doesn't unlock anything else. But we've considered getting central computers for our biggest Deridexes in lieu of large high-level life support and crew quarters. Conjurines 4 we don't need. Resupply. Supporting tech is nice. There's the shields. We did not need to invest any research points into. So I think the partial progress will remain, right? Yes, my partial progress into shields will remain. Even if I've gotten the level from somebody shared. It's just a progress towards the next tech. It wasn't necessarily progress towards level 4. I even have level 5, which I guess means that I got a level from the Twilight as well. Sensors level 9, ship weapon mounts level 6. Also we're also getting heavy mounts leveled up higher, that's good. Base weapon mounts. Cargo, storage, robotics. Also we're getting those first components factories. I'm going to place them everywhere I have my space dock collections. Repair parts is finally going to let us make repair drones. They're not very efficient, like resource-wise, but it's nice to have a couple of these around to just have some repair facilities everywhere. Energy pulse weapons is mostly going to unlock the blaster for us. Energy discharge, yes, been waiting for that. We're going to get that for a long time. Missile weapons, I think they got it from the zone, but they start with that. The zone for some reason likes to start with missile weapons high, which isn't necessarily a bad decision. It's just that some missiles are so much better. Bombardment weapons, we're going to get that for a while because they had a few levels of these. They had the anti-cargo bombardment weapons already unlocked. What was it? Smart bomb for cargo, which targets only the cargo, the units in cargo on a planet, which means mostly weapon platforms. Means that your supply storage, your population, all the facilities you have on a planet don't absorb shots from bombardment weapons anymore. Small weapons 3 was also the one I was going to research last turn. I don't need to. Particular 4 warheads. Twilight Collective has transferred us all this technology. I believe they already managed to get their treaty reset and re-enabled with the zone last turn. So I'm getting all the tech from them now. The Slurpee's only going to send me stuff after this, huh? Environment 1, repair 5, small ship construction 5, medium ship construction 3, small bases 3. So I'm essentially getting 2 levels at a time now, that's nice. Greens 5, shields 5, sensors, storage, planet defenses was beyond, I believe, shields 4 or something. Ripper beams 2, another level of CSMs, more napalm, smaller weapons warheads. Smaller weapons 4 doesn't unlock anything for us yet. These are all attacks that the Slurpees transferred to us directly. Awesome. Oh, there's planet conditions at maximum. Why are so many planet conditions suddenly at maximum? I think it's because we got a level of what environmentalism that increases planet conditions. Oh, the planet is optimal. Not that the emotionless Shafaf people care. My place is optimal, and my Romulans are jubilant, producing 20% more. Very nice. And it is decidedly optimal not because I have a climate control facility on there, but rather because I got the environmentalist cultural achievement. Where was it? Environment 1, yeah, there it is. Alright, what has happened in this turn? Spaceport, defense grid, anything we need to launch into orbit? I don't think I queued anything for that last turn. No. A lot of planets being optimal, this one not being as optimal. More secret police. I think it's the same when we already queued things on last turn and then saw that we already had them queued. Okay. Alright then. This is it for the event log. Of course, we can now redo a ton of different stations, ships. First of all, let's go through this list. We now have shipyards that have a lot more space than these do, and repair facilities that are better than these were. So let's go and make a repair facility that's more than twice as good as the one we had before. We're going to get life support up a level even higher as well. So we need fewer of those as well. This here is just going to be an intermediate design. Oh no, I haven't started yet, too bad. There isn't much we can do for you though. I mean, we can put a few fewer of these in. Need level 6 to actually make do with 3 life supports and 3 crew quarters, but you can't put in a second shipyards. There's a limit of 1 space yard per vehicle. That's also why we use small stations and not big ones. So these won't really get better. Star bases were not affected. They did not have a level of star bases to share with us. I think they had levels of colonizers though. Yeah, 50 kilotons more of space on a colonizer. We don't really care about that. Devadex though, we had levels of heavy ship mounts. We had levels of battleships itself. The next one would be 100% extra damage. Yeah, whatever, let's just make this intermediate design. Since we had shields that we got through levels, let's put a second shield again on the butt of the ship in the middle layer. Also got point defense blasters now, which aren't necessarily more efficient or anything, they're just 10 kilotons. Still shoot twice a second. 15-20 in cost. Okay. Certainly don't save on rads. But opposed to beams, which are 40, they're a little more efficient on minerals. 12 DPS at 60 range, minus 30. There's a point defense beam of 17 DPS, but 17 per shot, twice a second, 80 range, minus 20 accuracy. There might even be better just DPS wise than these point defense beams. The main advantage of the beams is always that they had this extra little bit of range and being more accurate. Hmm. It's always good to have a mixture. I'll be spreading some in these. And since we got 40 kilotons and one shield is 30 kilotons, let's use our last remaining 10 kilotons to chuck in a blaster. No, the direct access order that we haven't designed yet. Can we do with less? We can. Okay, rip out 2. We can't rip out 3 though, right? Okay, edit this design. You have to be careful with editing a multiplayer. You should only edit the design you have changed this turn. We've created this turn. Because otherwise there's bugs and it won't save. But right now I can, and this means I have another 20 kilotons more to chuck into this design. What do we do? I don't want another point defense. Our guns are 45 kilotons. If I remove some of my plates, I could fit in a third shield. And reapproach at more balanced armor shield ratio. Alright, we have these scattering armors. They're 5 points of defense. These are 4 points of defense. They're 20 kilotons. Proper heavy armor is 240 HP. These 125, 150. I don't think it's worth getting that much. Losing that many hit points for a couple percent defense modifier. Not yet. I wish they were even better. If I had a dreadnought or a base ship that was even bigger. Multiplex tracking, no, I don't think I want that with level 1 either. Did we get ECM from our opponents? I'm not sure. Okay, but we did not unlock any other new wonders that I would want to put on here. Stuff like repair pods we don't put on here. They repair really paltry amounts of things too, and not efficient on space or cost, especially cost. It's just good to repair ships that got stranded somewhere. Just so you have something to repair. Alright, let's put on a third shield again. Let's just put it... We have shield regenerators too now, but I think with the ship amounts that we are likely to be facing, given our economies, I don't think regenerators are what I want to go for anymore. Let's just put a shield generator in the butt, on the front. Let's put it in the front here. The question is, what do we do with these 5 kilotons of ordnance storage? I think I only have 5 kilotons because I have an odd number of guns. The reason I have 5 kilotons remaining there. They're only really used for the bomblet missiles. Let's pull these here on the first level. Which is a little further out from the bomblet missile there. Let's set the Derelict 11. Small freighters are also going to change since they now have more space. And this. And a little bit supply storage on there. Make these a little better as fleet support ships. Wasn't building any of these, but if I can refit them, I should. Oh yeah, and they have level 2 minesweepers now, 8 sweeps per turn, not 6. And I now don't have 10 but 12 in here. It's already a decent increase. Similar increase for you. Oh, large freighter is even big enough to get massive ship mounts now. Not that we really want to use them. Not on freighters anyway. Medium layer here. Not that many. Here we go. Can we rip out? Yes, we can. Not that many. Touch them all so they're ordered nicely again. Alright, we have 10 kilotons remaining, so let's just chuck in a little bit of extra supply storage yet again. Also chuck in a sensor. Should probably not be the worst idea in the world. I don't think there's any I haven't started yet either in queues here. Repair ships. Yeah, you can really just get extra supply generators and storage now. With you, it's a different story. You can actually get an extra repair bay. Chuck up there in the middle. Remove these. Let's replace them with some supply storage, and you're good to go. These are 20 each. It's 80, 100, 110 space left over. That's not enough for another repair facility, another repair bay. Not unless I wanted to cut into the engines, which I don't. I want these things to be fast, keep up with fleets. Okay, everything else is just going to get upgraded as we go. No, units. Do you get any upgrades? Turns out I don't have any better APBs than we do. I think we both had level 5s, right? You should have better combat sensors. Yeah, level 10 combat sensors now. It's the only upgrade. Yeah, we're all building them on repeat. You should only have ordnance storage as an upgrade to level 4. That's not really worth making a new design for. They didn't have scanners on us, and we didn't get basic sensors. So you don't get an upgrade. And you also had only storage and ordnance. We did get a level of, or 2 levels of mines. Or 1 level of mines and 2 levels of mine warheads. I think the level of mines actually automatically applies. But the warheads we need to refit in, of course. Troops. Should upgrade our largest troop design just because we can. So militia troops designed properly. Of better levels, small missiles. It's good. Small ECM, small armor. I'm expecting troop fights to be fought with small missiles like these plasma missiles or rocket pods or anything. So I want to go heavy on these small armor and everything here. Now small shields better than small armor at my level. There's 25 shields plus these 3 HP from the component itself. Well, it's rounded up to 30 points. And these are 16 per kiloton. So no, armor is much better at the scale. So it's a smaller missive armor, which is good if you're fighting ground cannons or such, which I know the Cantarans are using. 2 kilotons for 12 kilotons. instead of the 32 you would get if we were to put in 2 small armor plates. It's definitely not worth the 5% combat defense. There's no actual stealth for units, so you're not getting that. Nothing should have changed with you. The fence grid. I want to put in some of these PD blasters. No, let's remove one of the flak. You go there. These two go there. You know what? These two go there. These go a little further that way. Sure. No, level 1 weapon platform mounts. No, I think we had level 1 weapon platform mounts before, right? We just have larger weapon platforms as well now. 16 designs. I'm going to be upgrading these for a while yet. Don't think anything here changed. We didn't get larger weapon platform mounts upgraded. We did, however, get shields and sensors. Why do we even have a shield on here? Shield applies to the whole planet and the weapon platform itself. Which applies its shields twice, which makes them strong on weapon platforms. There you go. Stone Gargoyle is also a legacy thing with a combat sensor in there, so let's upgrade that as well. More designs, good. That's it for design upgrades with the first wave of technology. I'm still going to stick with applied research. I want at least level 5 of this. And then we also unlocked computers. It's applied tech. Maybe we can get system control computers for research. Visit system data banks relatively soon. You can also get another level of these to unlock control computers, which are different than master computers. You can only use control computers for like support chips, for things that don't have weapons. The same as there is 2 control components for drones, one for drones that shoot and one for drones that don't. Alright, what do we have here? The plan of Roller 2. This engagement will not go through. He retreated. We do not see anything of the E anymore, as expected. We have a little scouty drone coming in through here. Looks like Mr. Slurp has not given orders for his fleets to move out. Fleet on his homeworld moved? Nope, it's still sitting there. Sir, I would like to say that you need to take the initiative. You need to do as much damage to the Gulag and E as you can, though the Gulag should be surrendering to the E this turn. And they're going to disappear from this list pretty soon, like. Alright, there was an EI in the system. Where did he move off to? Yeah, he just moved to the edge of the system in hopes we would not see him, but alas, I remembered he existed. Now I just need to find something I can use to destroy that. Okay. My support ships can join up with the fleet again. We're going to go launch drones up here. set there. Zone still show as having 34 units. Was that before the combat this turn? It wasn't necessarily combat, we swept 26. So they still have a few units somewhere. And that is not a minefield anymore. Okay, were you moving through that satellite? No, you weren't. It automatically adjusted the path. Good. You're going to be building platforms. Okay, so with the two minesweepers in here, with both of them, I can run into this 70 mines field easily. The problem is that he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 moves to the war point, and his fleet is 11 speed. I think the freighters might have been 10 speed, but anyway, his supporting ships here were fast enough to reach this if they so desired, and combine with the fleet like I told him I would not be able to take. So I don't think I want to engage this next turn. Not this turn and not next turn. So I'm just going to combine this here and count on me being able to defend this place. Great. It pancaked my fleet next to the edge of the system. That's not good. I want them to be right around the war point. Not right around, but in firing range, certainly. I'm going to move you back in there, just to reset your positions, because I'm not moving 52 drones manually using this view. Alright, you got founded there. You're going to be some sort of shit colony with shit values, and mostly you're going to really be building defenses. Yeah, start with some defenses. We can start making a new weapon platform, like a large weapon platform as an integrated defense unit. Give it a shield and everything. I think sensors work. They work, multiplex tracking works, I'm pretty sure. Scanner jammers I think work too. Scanners itself don't work. Just going to be putting a little bit of everything on here. Yeah, not a cannon, but a beam, a flak, 2 bomblets, blaster, 2 missiles, some APBs, 4 of them. That's a lot. First level tachyon sensors now. And put on what, another shield platform? Sure. It's a relatively well balanced, if expensive, all-rounded defense platform. Call it the IPP. Because weapon platform L is a design type, we shall use that as well. I was basically going to obsolete these control nets. Okay, You build one of those instead of a whole bunch of smaller weapon platforms. But we have those, it's of course going to be interesting to see if we can't unlock the next level of weapon platform mounts, but I think that requires the next level of weapon platforms itself. Well, you build that, it's going to take 5 turns. And you build a space yard facility, which is going to take 9 turns. And then you can, I don't know, start building an Intel Center or something. Spaceport and the airport plant. Yeah, I'm not sure about the permanence of these colonies yet, so start with defenses. Because it means plants like this will have no defenses for the 5 turns it takes to build the first thing here. So an oxygen planet, so we won't receive migration. I'll just mill about with minus 40% production rate. Alright. We're of course going mad and going to refit even more. If these ships are mostly damaged, unrepaired anyway, there's no reason not to refit them with new shit every turn. From now it's going to rip out the life support and everything too, the shields. Few things that are not damaged on this thing. This is going to be replaced, or at least removed. Solar sail is going to stay, the engine is going to stay. And these 3 guns are going to stay, these 3 PD guns, and the bridge. Everything else is going to be not functional on that ship then. I'm building one of these old repair stations here. I say old, like I hadn't designed them last turn. Or queued it at least. I designed them a while back, but I queued them at least. New ones are so much better. Can't queue them here yet. Too bad. I'm going to stick with the defenses I queued before though, for I had large platforms available. There's a space yard in here, there's jammer. I think you can drop mines with that. I can actually look at it now that it's in range of one of my scanners. There's a mine layer and cargo base in there, nothing in it though. It's nice having a mobile mine factory like that. I think he was sending it back though for, I don't know why. Okay, you were retrofitting to Hawk 7. I think we are going to have something new for you to retrofit to as well. What else is new that we could put onto these ships? Can they make do with less? Yes, they can make do with less of these. Let's eliminate these two, I guess. Oh yeah, and it's much bigger. And we got a lot more space to fill. Yeah, I'm just going to be filling up with defenses, since you're supposed to be a drone leader. The PD beam and the PD blaster in here, put a shield in here. And that is a 375 kilotons. Hmm. I just clicked at the new ship that I made and it had no, it had ion engines on it, so I thought I misclicked somehow, but no. The selection must have just chosen a Ravenhawk to display. I was confused for a second. The ship we just designed is proper after all. Quantum engines and new shields and everything. Good. Just confused for a second. Okay. Hawk 7. Okay. And I just got word from my allies that He did indeed receive wave motion guns level 1, which unlocks with high energy discharge level 10. Going to be a couple turns until that transfers to me, unless they gift it to me especially. Yeah, I've level 2. I'm going to ask them to give me the remaining levels. Give me for the remaining levels. I just received level 2 this turn. Please and thanks. Okay, the Devil got built. You don't Pelagi here. Drilling operation finished repairing. There are asteroids in this place here, right? 1, 2. Where's the third? Dark outside, so it's not a contrast on my monitor screwing me up. 1, 2. There's a binary system, so there might just be 2 in here. Yeah, I don't see a third asteroid belt. Either that or I'm very, very blind. Okay, this one's great for rats. This one's okay for minerals. Just pick one. Take the one for minerals first, because minerals are what people need. I have the new terrorist in effect. I'm giving away 41k of my minerals, and my surplus is not looking as monstrous anymore. Alright. Trade 13k. Yeah, the trade reset with the stopper nose, which is quite intentional. The idea was that the research, the trade percentage we had going with them would be reset by us doing new treaties and ending the no treaty or war treaty that we had. So our trade income is a little bit down, but that's negligible anyways. Alright, what do we have here? More Derridexes that are going to be caught in eternal refit loops. You had a place you wanted to go. You had a place you wanted to go refit. You're already partially upgraded on your engines? Yeah, you have Quantum 3s. You're already 11 move. Could do without refitting you. You're already 11 speeds. And are the latest ones 11 speeds or 12 speeds? 12 speeds. I mean, whatever. You just slow down a fleet to the same speed as a support ship. And I think we need you in the front line here sooner rather than later. Okay. What else we got? The Derridex that wants to be caught in internal refit loop. Yeah, okay. That was not a fresh one. This is a fresh one. This is going to go to the front lines. Let's check our facilities. No, we did not get the research directorate this turn. We mostly finished the tech. We didn't get it this turn yet. But we did get the components factory unlocked, which is relatively expensive facilities, but whatever. It makes every space yard in the sector 5% stronger. 5% for the first level is not very much. But it's something. It's worth it if you have a bunch of space yards in orbit. Okay. More ships. More ships, more ships, more ships. Can afford it. We want to afford it. The Deradex IX, no XI, it's 11 now. With the Deradex 5, you're also 11 speeds already. Yeah, go ahead further down towards waypoint 1 then, please. You have been redirected. And you want to be caught in an internal refit loop. And you want to be caught in an internal refit loop. And you want to be caught in an internal refit loop. And you want to be, you know that well by now. Let's just stay there for a moment. There's a space yacht ship. Where exactly are you moving? An asteroid belt there? Yes, there is. We'll go and refit you as well. Don't have a new design. Should at least be able to put new engines in there, right? Oh, right, it's a shipyard. Why do I want to put new engines into a shipyard? I could probably yank out some of these crew quarters or whatever, but it's not important. Okay, yeah, whatever. You just go to your asteroid belts here and build. Wow, that's great values. Build your mining stations. You arrived here. You're going to be building another rats station. Alright, I just got word. My ally is going to give me 10 levels of high energy discharge so that I can get the wave motion guns next turn already. Or I could request them, is what he's saying. Alright. Next, the Deradex 6. Oh, you're all the way back here in our home system. Just go towards tax rack and then we can decide what to do with you later. Same, bro. Same, bro. But what are the ships gonna do? The shipyards. You are going to be building more ships, please. There's nothing really we need to upgrade these two though. There was the direct fire drones, which I believe had an upgrade pending. Let's go do that real quick. That's just 2. For the all important combat support sensors. Alright. Then a bunch of places that are out of a job that need something to build. Use those resources we have. Aerodax. Just the building, but behind another flag. Wait, wrong menu. Who else needs orders? Majoram 5, Panthara, and Texrac. You? I suppose you can just start building drones, but some... No. If you want to mix it up, build some of these. The Nero drones and the Pious drones are really just different focus. 2 missiles versus 1 bomblet, or 1 missile versus 2 bomblets, and some actual HP. Gonna mix it up, use these. Then these are less susceptible to, well, not necessarily fighters, because bomblets macerate fighters, but What do you do, Oxygen Planet? With 44 million Romulans on you. Just build ships. Should I build more minesweepers or even mine layers? I was thinking about larger minefields. For now, the minefields we've been building are like 100, 200 mines. But now that we are reaching the end game, or certainly end game amounts of resources and ships, we're going to be seeing larger fields. Where's my bigger minesweeper there? Like 7 turns. Thing is then going to be able to sweep what? This is 18 plus 5, 23 plus 6, 29 times 8 mines. So 30 times 8, 160, 240, 232 mines per turn. The maximum limit of mines each player can have in a sector at once is 1,000. So if I have 4 of these, I can mostly sweep a single minefield of max size. And I also want to get around and lay these 1,000 minefields instead of just these. Of course, with just 2 or 3 minesweepers, you can, small minesweepers even, you can just knock these over, no problem. And we're going to be seeing these in all our fleets soon. Soon. So if I have more construction capacity near our front lines, I think I want to be building more mines. Support ships. Oh, hey, look, somebody is out of a job soon. Unfortunately, we're going to fill these remaining 900 kilotons there with secret police troops. Now you just have 400 left over. That's not great for building lots of mines to be caught later. Go ahead and build drones then, I guess. You know what? Build some of these repair drones. Give me just some random drone. Yank out the combat stuff. I certainly don't need combat thrusters either. And put in repair pods. One on the internal, bunch on the external. And a solar collector, because why not? Oh, and I guess we can have a drone come to the core as well. Save some extra kilotons and I think some money. Yeah. No. And with that I can actually put in one more. 10 kilotons of ship or unit is of course still not very much at all. And the cost of this thing is rather absurd for what it does, but just mixing in a few of these is going to be nice. Alright. There was no name we had associated with repair so far, right? Sure, you're gonna be the ingenuous class repair drone. Set strategy is run the fuck away. Design type is there a drone repair design type? Of course there is. Because the AI needs that. Even if you think some of these classifications are not something you would need, these labels are actually used for the AI to determine ship behavior. So even if you don't want them, the AI wants them. Okay, you were going to load some weapon platforms for good measure. We're going to be doing that for a moment. You have much the same problem. You have 20, or you have 2,000 out of 2,400 kilotons occupied, so I'm just going to go give you a launch or drones order on repeat. Hit P for repeat, and the recycle icon appears there, and every turn it will just now execute its orders and launch drones. You do not have that problem, you are a breather. Okay, who wants orders? This was the place where the E drone fleet was coming in. And E, interesting. E carrier group here launched its fighters, had them go away? Did. What I don't understand is where did the fighters come from? Because I don't see them here yet. And if he launched them during a turn, he would not be able to give any orders to the drone groups, right? Was there... No, this is separate. This is a colony ship. And this is a drone group, not a fighter group. I was sure these designs was carrying fighters. Yeah, he's got fighter launchers on there. He's got fighters in there. Still, I mean, I can see them now. And I did, of course, not see the carrier group that was coming in here into the system yet. He's scared. Looks like he wanted to consolidate. Maybe the treaty between them is only going to be broken this turn or something. Other relations, none with the E. The Kantawa treaty is still standing though. Interesting. I mean, sure. Alright, what did we see in Kantawa space? We just came up here. There's a new Gomez coming to the front. He's still using phase disruptors that do not penetrate any sorts of shields or armor. Just the way I like it. So shield, space yard, resupply depot, and 4 weapon platforms. Just more phase disruptors and darts. What did you see in this system before you came through the warp point? Something was in there. Already missed it. We will pause. Yep, that was just one of the rats miners. Okay. Masked objects below level 7, that's why it disappeared. Okay. Guessing we saw nothing happen here. No. We did have vision on this place here for a moment. Is that still the shared vision from last time? Yeah, it only happened during the turn. We go about halfway through the turn. I suddenly got vision here. With 5 range as well. More range than our sensors have. Could it be like a cloaked E-ship? Now I don't have the vision anymore. With cloaking plates, stealth plates. He did have that scout that ran into my own scouting drone. I believe on this warp point or somewhere around here. Maybe already in the system. Maybe that just entered this place. Maybe I should build a few fighters. Catch it. Hmm. Was the scout armed? I'm pretty sure it was armed. I might suddenly not feel so safe about sending this ship in here anymore. Before I can build and launch fighters here, especially if I don't want to abort progress on this one map platform. A couple turns will pass. So you're just going to launch your drones, your mines here. And then you're going to go back towards this place here. There's already building some drones to be collected there. Some drones again. Some mines. I suppose I will build some more on a yard planet this time. Right, talking about building mines, we got an upgrade. We can build better mines now. We're building mines anywhere else? Pretty sure we were. Boom, boom, boom. And that place. 287. Not 287. Not 287. Boom. Was it this place here? This place here? This place here? I was building enough mines to fill up a large freighter. Well, this is going to take forever, admittedly. We didn't need to look at the log anymore. Okay. These guys were all refitted fully. Managed to pick up their troops again. Are they all full? Or were some of these lower level? We had 2 cargo bays. I don't know, not full anymore? No, they were 4 full. Good. I could, of course, upgrade them further, right? At least with shields. Let's keep this combat ready, rather. Some 5 turns or so, I might be able to send something through the gambit warp point. 10 Derridex and some supporting drones, who knows? Maybe not even 10 Derridex, but the drones itself are already a major boon. And then I can try to snag some planetations with these. Let's see. I had the first task group here on maximum range. It's for regular combat. I had this extra drone group here to reinforce these. It's 5 on that, 5 on there, 4 here, 4 there, 1 there, and then you can have 1 for independent action, and then that is the multi-invasion fleet. Alright. We'll keep them. This place, kill one of these research centers and queue up one of your components facts. Build it after the next one. This place, same deal. Kill that miner. Did I build any other shipyards? No, no complexes yet. Had one planned on this place. What ancient heritage of the zone can we violate today in order to make space for industrial facilities? Right now we don't need the miners. Oh, we have a rats facility. Yeah, the rats facility. The rats facility can go. Let me just have miners, research centers, and other facilities here. Okay. We go. No big shipyard complexes of ours further in. System looks so busy always. Alright, what do we want to do with you? Sentry the drone groups. Hit backspace and Y to sentry them. The orders and sentry. Order the dairy dexes. I'm going to go and upgrade. All 3 of them. You need to remove your sentry order, sir. You too are going to need to remove your sentry order, sir. And all the space yards are still busy. Is anybody going to finish this term? You are. Right now here I just want more Dexes, I believe. I don't think the Cantars are going to have major minefields. They just have a ton of weapon platforms on their planets usually. And I want more direct fire punch power in order to get through the Gomez battleships. Oh yeah, you. Okay. And here we're building a couple support ships. That can remain that way. And the Derrick 6 can go down to Pelagia. Already queued up a new ship here. Would the Derrick 11, yes, would take longer. There's more components in there. Extra 40 kilotons of space, no. Total cost didn't change much, but still. You're going to be building mines after this. Alright. We're here the sensor drone. Where was the E-drone? What hex did he flee to? That one. I'm to mine that place right now. I'm going to send my survey drone to scout this system. Don't think there's going to be anything here. Maybe there's going to be zone units here, but it's highly unlikely. More likely that there's an E-spy or something standing by in the nebulas. But honestly, even that's not likely. Still, I want to have visited the system at least once, just to make sure there's no surprises. Alright, what do we have here? You're going to be building that for another turn or 3. You'll have that order stay, okay. You managed to find this asteroid belt. Minerals are rads. Generally you want minerals. Let's build minerals here. Okay. That's it for ships at 1 orders. Research is going to stay. I'm going to get at least research level 5. And there are 3 A's, disturbance orders, and 2 space docks in Tenchebrai. Oh, there's a fighter, alright. Actually, now that I have that thing on my sensors, queue some more here. Yeah, well, at least these 2 will be fine. Actually, it's going to take forever until that gets built. Can you build this here? Okay. Oh, 144% organics value. Yeah. Let's mark your farming colony, but really you are going to be a pet mod plant for the foreseeable future, unless you receive migration. It bothers me that this thing exists. I want to have a fighter in the system sooner rather than later. Take that out. I just thought any old drone will do actually. Just build me a Pious. Don't like we need your farms here particularly quickly. I just need to remember to launch it eventually. Alright, you're busy. Let's go visit these 2 space docks that are new. You were building a scout. I want the punch. What else do I need? Support an invasion here. Oh, let's check. I don't think we checked this last turn. Anything come through here? No. No changes here, so. Space docks are gonna take longer to build the Deridexes. 8 turns instead of the 5 or 6 that a planet usually takes. We're just gonna go build some support ships here. Like what? I have a minesweep and a repair ship coming up from the system down below. Probably build a warship that only takes 5 turns to build. If that's about the time I'm aiming for some sort of attack force to be screwed together here. Why not? I'm a little bit worried, honestly, about just building the Deridexes. Just like 100 biggest battleships are all of the same design and all of the same weakness. I want to vary up my units a little bit at least. Build these light cruisers here. I wonder if cruisers themselves unlocked, but light cruisers level 3. Sure, why not? It's not going to be totally inefficient or anything. There you go. Eight engines, okay. At least some armor plates. We're going to be using these more independently than others. Combat sensors, Like this, you already have only 210 kilotons of space left in them. Certainly you're going to want some sort of pointy defense. Two guns? Sure. Or what, we put a shield generator on your ass? I'm gonna put in a missile or two. How fast is this thing gonna be? 13. Yeah, it's decently fast. Probably go for shorter ranged guns, but Ripper beams are, even with large mounts, a little bit too short ranged. Feel better using these large mounted APBs on here. Sure, let's put a missile on there. Let's not set it to maximum range though. Let's just set it towards this optimal range, so that it will try and close into whatever the fixed range is that optimal range means. I think it's 80 units away or something like that. Not entirely sure. But if you already mix in a couple of these, then if somebody had, for instance, long-range drones attacking my massive fleet of impressive Derridexes that all have no way to defend themselves against anything that is 200 and how many units away, then at least these can shoot back, take out some long-range drones or whatever. Alright, can I downgrade the engines any? Well, yes, I can. There's also the Terra level 5 counter-terrains now to consider. Before I could say with certainty that that I should use Quantums 4 or the Ion 5s. Does this calculation change? Use a 50 tonnage. A little bit more than 1 point per resource cost. These are exactly 2. This is a little bit above 1.5. That's already much worse on that scale. You downgrade 2 engines, not to that degree. Not to that degree. Not for both these CTs. Yes, that works. Can I have a full turn or ion engine? Yes, that also works. I just can't downgrade that one plus CT anymore. Those 5 movement points difference are what makes it or breaks it. It's probably going to be better to have 2 counter-terrains rather than a Jack Photon 3 and an Ion 5. Right? Now let's check the cost here. 1984. This is 1974, yes. Okay. This is going to be the engine configuration for this thing. Let's just touch all those engines. I'll go ahead and retouch these. Solar Cell 2 because it belongs to the same category. Okay. Let's take you away from the nose. You're on a wing somewhere. Just give this thing a second shield and call it a day. Could give him stealth armors. That level 3 is just not very much. Scattering armor blocks long range sensors up to 3 sectors. I think mine already have 4 sectors. Yeah. I mean, it is effectively full block. If something is in the same sector as you, you can see its details anyway. Put on a scattering armor, not because it's more effective or anything, just to confuse any scanners that they have. Not sure if they even have scanners, but let's do it. If they see a light cruiser out there, they're going to be wondering what it's for. Oh, and we get to pick nice names. Certainly going to be like a name associated with this. You know what, I'll be right back. I'll Google canonical Romulan warbird or warship names. Alright, I went on a little archive binge there. First I looked up memory alpha, and it helpfully told me the DirectX, or what was it, Valdor type, which thanks, I knew those myself. Memory beta was unhelpful, didn't really want to show me much pages at all, it didn't load correctly, I know. Maybe technical issues in that terrible fandom platform, too bad. So, what do we do for names? A while ago I played, more like 10 years ago I played, what was it, Star Trek Armada 2 Fleet Operations mod. And they had a Romulan cruiser that looked decently similar to this design. That was the generics. So I'm just gonna use it as the generics class. Design type is just going to be a mixed warship. Ship attack M, defense M. I'm gonna put it to defense M because I think the Derdax is also in defense. Attack ships, by my definition, have more shields rather than armor to support a sustained offensive where you take damage every turn and don't need to go back to repair. Usually have some way of replenishing themselves, more storage and extra supplies, solar panels, which is of course something you usually outsource onto support ships anyway. So most of my combat ships end up being defense ships. Alright, this thing only costs half as much. There's 2 guns on it and a torpedo. Not meant to be as much of a frontline warship, but it should be much easier or much quicker to build in these orbital platforms to support our first push to get around space from this angle 5 or 6 turns. Yeah, sure, we queue one here too. Planet itself is busy. I queued up some modded Derridex on here. I'm going to replace those with a different class as well. There's another one. You are going to finish in a couple turns and you're going to have some real warships for me. The Derridex 8 is a nice and modern design, but by that point, well, you have these finished and repaired, or you just have to stop refitting them. And then we'll have a decent fleet here in a couple turns. Alright. Well, then everybody has stuff to construct. These 2 builders still need to... I think they're moving, right? Yeah, one was moving, the other one was also moving. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with the Tenchbury front. I'm less certain about this front down here. We have mines there. Attack fleet. To move there again, so they can hopefully stand closer to the war point. And it's just going to park there. I'm not confident about pushing into this, because I know he had that second fleet that they can combine. So I want to reinforce this as soon as I can. I have stuff coming down. The first couple Derridexes that were here, I held up, said stop, repair time. Mostly the new designs are much better guns, much better armor, and actual engines. So yeah, gonna be a couple turns before these are ready to join the fleet though. We have some drones coming down, which I hope will help. They're still far away. Are these drones going towards Tenchebrai? These are going there. So we're gonna send you down. Why don't you go down as well towards Pelagium? Why don't you go down as well towards Pelagium? Why don't you go down as well towards Pelagium? Alright. And you can launch fighters. You go ahead and launch drone sickles. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 9 plus 7 plus another 3. 6 times 9 plus 10. A lot of drones. Alright, do I have anything else going towards warp point 2? If not, I'll just go ahead and... Well, I can't remove waypoints. Not warp points. But I can move warp point 2 then waypoint. I still have 2 ships in order to go to waypoint 2. Apparently you can't properly sort by orders. There's 2 more. Go to Pelagia. Was it Deradex in here that was supposed to go to waypoint 2? None of these, right? Loading these lists takes so long. X4. It's on that planet, okay. You're also 11 speed, you also have the Quantum 2s already. But that X4. BB is already heavy ship mount, level 4. Yeah, it's fine, just put it towards the front. Okay. Apparently there's yet more. You are up here in a home system still. Let's go to waypoint 1. I was just sending that one towards waypoint 2 so it could stop here and then decide if it wants to go this way or that way. South or towards the east. South or towards the east. Alright. Remove the last orders to waypoint 2. Another one here. No, not that. And you. Very far away. Need to load the list for a long time for that. Alright. Let's look at the insert screen. I don't really think I need to put much intel on attack anymore. I think this doesn't go with 100% efficiency, so I'm just going to go with that for now. If one of one defense successes, the E actually have a decent amount of intel available to them now. But what I want is to absolutely eviscerate the Kantarans with their low intelligence points. The Power 3, 7 intel facilities that we saw there. Slurp should probably be careful about getting attacked by the E in their 2000 points. With 2700 soon. I'm going to put some intel defense on Mr. Hit the right menu. Where's Control I, Shift I, Shift I. Control I hides icons. I didn't know that. Shift I, Slurper Narrators, Cooperative Intel Defense. I'm just going to give him 20%. Alright. I think that's it. We're preparing for a push towards Gambit. Into Gambit to break the fleet that is here, break into that war point, and then start raising as many planets as we can. And this one is just going to be 10 years. Just going to start digging and slowly building weapon platforms to defend itself. I hope it at least has the Kantarans or the E scramble to retake it. And then I need to reinforce this fleet down here with priority 1. I need to get something there to catch that. Didn't have anybody with a job to catch that yet, right? Can I just give me a give me a drone group? Give me. Tech 1 is full. Go there. 2 drones. I'll stop right before him. Before he runs away. How about you park outside of the sensor range of that thing? That thing has 5 sensor range, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Will you go park there? The next one you can attack. It's a nice thing about drone fleets like this. You can just split off individual drone groups like this. That's an option I won't have available if I've just put anything in a biggest drone group of 6 times 9 plus 10 drones. Save game. Alright. Here we go.